Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha. The teachings Rebbe Eliezer Melamed Shlita. While we are midweek and we continue our learning, and we ask you to please continue davening for Chaylei Tzvagan Israel, before Shalom L'Chol Petzua Yisrael, the safety of our brothers and sisters in Israel, and we learn each day Nishmat and Daniel Shimon ben Harav Daron V'Shilei Shem Kum Demo. The next chapter is Dinei Masu Umatim B'Tishas Hayomim. Memate B'Tishas Hayomim B'Masav Matim Shel Simcha. So during the 9 days, we decrease the amount of transactions, business that we do pertaining to Simcha, Kolomar. So for instance, Ein Kodim Divrei Mosaros, Ketachshitim, Begadim, Kelim Na'im, Rehitim, Chadashim, Mechonit, Mishpachtit. We wouldn't make the following purchases that are not essential during the 9 days. Any sort of jewelry, clothing, nice utensils, furniture that's new, even a new family car. Gam bitzua knios derech internet bichlal ha'isur. Even purchasing online would fall into this category. V'amnam davar shemevarchen alav she'achiyanu, and also liknos kvar mitchilas shlosha hashavua. As we discussed, that anything that would require the bracha of shechiyanu, it's still prohibited to purchase already from the 3 weeks. However, as we have discussed, that if it's a garment that does not warrant shechiyanu, let's say it still requires tailoring, or let's say it's something that would have the bracha, a piece of furniture that would have hatova meitiv, then mutter liknos atzov chodesh tammuz. You can buy it during the 3 weeks up until the 9 days. Aval b'tishas hayamim aser. However, during the 9 days it's prohibited. Why? Because we have to refrain and restrict ourselves from any sort of business transactions, purchasing, etc., with things that are simcha. Therefore, we don't bring new clothing to the tailor during this period. This is the same thing that applies to other items that bring simcha. If it requires the bracha of shechiyanu, we don't purchase them during the entire 3 weeks. And if it's not something that has shechiyanu, then we don't conduct any transactions with them during the 9 days. Let's say it falls into your hands that you have the ability to purchase something at a very reasonable price. Taka amatzia, as they would say. V'yesh chashash severe she'im yamtin ad l'achar Tisha B'Av yafsid oso. We're worried that if you would wait till after Tisha B'Av, you're going to lose out. Rishoy l'knosa b'tishas hayamim. One is allowed to purchase it during the 9 days. V'yaschel yishtamish bo l'achar Tisha B'Av. But provided that you don't use it during the 9 days, you wait till after Tisha B'Av to use the item. Tov l'mayit gam b'kniyas dvarim she'enim mesamchim. It's also good to minimize even things purchasing that are not of simcha. L'dugma, so for example, adam sherogel achas l'kama shavos la'aroch k'niyas gedolo shel mazon l'shar tzorchei habayis. Let's say you make a big purchase for the home, for whatever items you need for the home. You make one large purchase, food or household items, and you do that for a few weeks. So l'chadchila tov shivatzas hakniyah lefnei or acharei tisha hayom. You should try and make sure that this is done before or after the 9 days. If something is for a mitzvah, you could buy even things that are of simcha. If one needs to purchase tefillin, one is allowed to do so because this is for a mitzvah. Interestingly enough, he says that if you're buying sifrei kodesh, sfarim, in which one is very happy in purchasing these sfarim, you shouldn't buy even during the 3 weeks because you make the bracha of shechiyanu. He actually quotes his own sefer here, Peninei Halacha in Brachos Yud Zayin Tes. Again, that's a question whether or not you make a shechiyanu on sfarim. In a time of great need, a person is allowed to purchase them up until Rosh Chodesh, meaning in the 3 weeks, but until the Rosh Chodesh Av. And then on Shabbos, you should start to learn with them, and that's when you can make the bracha of Shechiyanu, since you can make that bracha on Shabbos. Again, go look at that other source there. It's Peninei Halacha in Brachos, Perek Yud Zayin Halacha Tes, whether or not you make a Shechiyanu on Sfarim. And if someone needs special shoes for Tisha B'Av, the non-leather shoes that we wear, then one is allowed to purchase them during the 9 days. Mutter l'sochrim ha'oskim b'divrei mosaros mesamchin k'tachshitim v'begadim l'seis v'leseis b'iskeim b'tishas hayomim k'dei shel yigram lahem hefsed gadol b'ibad liku chosehem. People who are in the business of selling these items, clothing, let's say, or jewelry, which brings simcha, but that's your business, and if you don't sell during the 9 days, you're going to lose money, you're allowed to conduct transactions. You should make an effort, however, to try and sell things or prepare things that are for the days after Tisha B'Av. And if someone is able to shut the business during the 9 days without incurring such a tremendous loss, then one should certainly do so. Note number 12 here, again, a very, very long note about the different types of Isur regarding Simcha here and different purchases, again, worth looking at note number 12. But the idea is that we try to reduce our purchases that would lead to Simcha, certainly during the 9 days, and maybe some purchases all together. So, all together we are learning, and we ask you to please continue davening for Chayalei Yisrael and Yisrael b'Chol Shalom b'Chol B'Tzvei Yisrael. Safety of our brothers and sisters in Israel. Nishmat Daniel Shimon Harav Daron V'Shol Shem Gudamo. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you have a great day. We'll see you here next time.